Hey everybody, my name is Angie Moranga. You're watching Just Angie, where we have the most amazing conversations. It is so amazing. And today I'm telling you, you're going to thank me. Thank me later because you're going to thank me because of the conversation we're about to have with this amazing woman, Esther. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so grateful to have met you.
Thank you.
Before we go into the conversation, please look into this camera and introduce yourself to the Just Angie family.
My name is Esther Kimani, or my trade name is Esther the Doula, and I am a maternal and care infant specialist and a doula. So, yeah, that's what we'll talk about today. Because most people don't even know.
They don't even know what a doula is. I even just asked you how to spell it.
Yeah.
I would have spelled it D-U-L-L-A, but you said it's D-O-U-L-A, and then I would have added an H now for the other one. So first of all, Esther, what is a doula? Let's start there.
So, a doula is just, it's from a Greek word that actually means helper. So a doula is just a mother helper.
Okay.
It goes further and says a mother servant.
Okay.
So a doula is someone who works with a new parent.
Yes, a new mother.
A new mother especially. We work with families, but that new mother to just help her understand the process, get knowledge, and then also get to demystify her baby for her so that she can gain confidence to take care of her baby.
Yes.
Basically, a doula mothers the mother.
Mothers the mother.
Mothers the
That's
mother.
perfect because that's what I've seen you do for Althea.
Yeah.
You were a gift for Althea. We all look at her like this, like, hey, so what do we do next? And you know, I had her mother, but I had her such a long time ago. And even in fact, she kept telling me, that was such a long time ago. I'm like, please don't invalidate my feelings, although I could remember nothing. And you know, even when my own mom told me she couldn't remember, I was like, what do you can't remember?
Exactly.
But I don't remember.
Yeah.
So and then there's so much has changed from when we gave birth to how they're giving birth.
Yes.
So I found you an absolute godsend. You've been an absolute godsend for Althea, for Matu, and then for baby Alora. Just amazing.
Thank you.
Wow. So that's why I said I had to have you here because the knowledge, I was looking at you like, huh? The knowledge that you had. So the knowledge that you had was absolute. I used to look at you like you're a movie, like really. And then that was good because, you know, also this generation, they are all for apps. The number of apps, I'm like, I'm just rolling my eyes. Apps, information. There's so much place where you can get information.
Yes.
So we didn't have that information, but they have a lot of information. And then you had a lot of information. So maybe you could start me on why, because you've been a absolute blessing to us. I mean, not a joke. But why did you start the journey to being a doula? Because you were not always a doula.
No, I wasn't.
What were you doing before you were a doula?
I have had 3 amazing careers in my life.
Wow, 3.
3.
Wow.
People
are lucky if they have one. Okay.
I started off as a teacher.
Okay.
I have a TSC number, so I am a teacher by profession, and I taught for a bit. And then I went into the corporate world for around 8 years. And then I got pregnant. And suddenly there was this new world that, you know, was very different from what I'd experienced. I am a firstborn, so I'd seen my mother take care of my siblings, but it's different when it's now your own child. And it was a challenging pregnancy. And then we go and I get the baby and all hell broke loose.
It was crazy.
I had one of the most traumatizing births, I would say.
Gosh.
My baby ended up in the newborn ICU, and she was very unwell. And then she couldn't even breastfeed. And it was one of those things that you ask the nurses, can you help me? The pediatrician, they are like, oh, some babies don't breastfeed. And I was like, no, I don't take that. I mean, what do you mean some babies don't breastfeed? Can someone help me?
Help you breastfeed the baby?
Breastfeed the baby. Or just figure out how to
feed the baby.
This baby.
For me.
Because when I put the baby on the breast, she just didn't know what to do. And it was part of her illness at that point. But also just my breast anatomy was different. It was inverted. You know where the nipple comes out?
Yeah.
Mine was inverted. It's inward.
Oh my God.
And so I didn't know what to do. And so I would express the milk. So I left my baby in hospital, was discharged, which was very traumatizing. And I'm home and I have to come to the nursery every day to take care of my baby.
And how will you feed her when you
With the express, they would give her with a cup, the expressed milk. And so I get to hospital one day and I'm seated and I'm expressing, and this amazing nurse shows up. She was a visiting nurse.
From another country.
From another country. And she's like, hi, why aren't you breastfeeding? Your baby looks strong enough to breastfeed. And I was like,
they said I can't.
I can't, and my baby can't. And she was like, do you mind if I sit with you for a bit and we try? And I was like, no one had offered that. And she sat with me, and 45 minutes later,
your baby was breastfeeding. Esther.
And that was just, my head went like, wow. And I remember going home and thinking, wow. I just remember her name, just her first name, Mary. I don't know who she is, where she is, but she was my angel sent from heaven, because that was now the turning point of my life. I remember thinking, how many moms are out there?
How many mothers have gone through what you went through?
Who give up?
And who Mary was not there.
Was not there. And that was the beginning of my journey. And so I quit my job. I didn't go back to work after maternity leave. I looked for training opportunities from across the pond, as they call it, the other side, because there was no training at that point locally. And then now started this journey that I am in. And so I have been doing this now for 16 years.
Wow.
And supported over 9,000 babies. I count the babies.
And mine is one.
And yours is one of them.
My granddaughter is one, and I'm so grateful.
Beautiful girl is one of them.
Yeah.
And worked with families in helping them, whether it's breastfeeding, and it's and my training started I started off with lactation, and then I'd find horror stories about birth, and now I'm like, okay, we need to prepare for birth. So I went and became what we call a Lama certified childbirth educator. Then I was like, no, now I need to support them. So I became a doula, certified doula, and so my journey has been growing that way, and now I am just about to start training doulas, other doulas in my country. That is so
amazing.
Because
here in
Kenya, because that is so necessary. So a doula works with a mom from when she's pregnant, right from when they find out they're pregnant. And Kenya is great. We've got medical care. You'll go to the nurse or to the midwife or to your doctor, but literally they're so busy. There's no one really educating and helping you prepare.
Nobody's taking the time.
Yes.
And do we still have midwives? Because I remember you've said that when I was giving birth to Alti, we had a midwife.
Yes.
Actually, because I gave birth at Marta, the same hospital.
Yeah.
There were midwives.
Mm-hmm. The midwives are there. They're there. Especially in the public sector. Okay. Birth is basically run by the midwives. In the private hospitals, it's become more of doctors. You have a doctor, but also the nurses who are there are midwives. But the doctors kind of guide the process, not
rather
the
midwives, which I think it should be the midwives.
Yes, but we also do have midwives also doing private practice, who are supporting moms in their homes.
Yes.
So we also have that.
Okay.
So they're still there, and yeah.
So are there many certified doulas? Like in Kenya?
Not very many. I think I can count in my hand, or maybe
the certified ones,
the ones who are actually trained to do the work,
who have a certificate
about it. There are very few.
Okay,
we have many who have come up and
maybe taught by others or on the job.
Yes, on the job, and they're still doing the work.
Yeah,
but it's good to actually get trained, because a doula is not really should not cross those boundaries. We want the mother to be safe, to have that medical care. My job is to bridge. I'm a bridge between the medical care and the home.
It's good you brought that up, because that also brings sometimes I find do you find that the doctor says this, the doula says this?
Exactly.
Then now for me, the mother says this. Now let me tell you, the drama is excess. Mom has said, doula has said, doctor has said. Who are we going to listen to? But everyone listened to the doula.
Yeah.
They listened to you. But you had what I liked about every answer you gave. You had backing and you had knowledge.
Exactly.
You had knowledge. You were not just saying things.
You just don't say.
You were saying, this is why we need to do this, because this is what will happen, or this. That's what I loved about your answers. Your answers had backing, which was very, very encouraging.
Yeah, because we want to give evidence-based information. That's what the doula is. And usually, actually, if you give evidence-based information, you're not really going to clash with the medical care practitioner, because they're also looking at evidence. They're looking at, this is what WHO says. So we are looking at that, and my job is to just support the mother so that as she goes through the process, as she's going through that whole journey, then she's we're breaking it down. I mean, I train, sometimes we work with midwives and I train midwives, and they would say, very, very, they'll come and ask you, oh, Angie, are you Parawan?
No, what does that mean?
Exactly. So I am an
It's
adult.
inside the language.
Yes.
What is
and
Parawan?
that means that, is this your first birth? Is this your first pregnancy?
That is inside the language now.
What will an adult do? Adults will not want to look like they are.
No, they don't know.
They
so
don't
they'll probably
know.
say yes.
So they'll say yes, or they'll just withdraw. So anything from that point onward, where that midwife says they're not even understanding because they're not speaking my language. And so a doula is able to break it down. And most clients will call me and tell me, this is what the doctor said, but I have no idea what they say. Could you break it down for me? And I will break it down in a language that they understand. And so they're able also to make informed decision because now they understand the care. That's what a doula is. With that bridge in between. And we help this mother gain that confidence to be able to walk her journey and to feel like, yes, I can do it. Someone to hold their hand. Someone to call me in the middle at 3 a.m. and say, I feel like this baby of mine is doing this A, B, C, D. And I'm like, oh yeah, I assure them that's normal. Or I'll tell them, no, that's quite not normal. We need to do A, B, C, D. You need to go to hospital right away. You need to, all those little things that help this mother gain confidence and get more comfortable in her journey.
So like with this, so it's the journey through the pregnancy.
Yeah.
Then it's the journey after.
Yes.
How far after do you go?
For me, mostly 2 years.
2 years.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
The best thing as well. Also, honestly, Esther, I was like, first of all, you're very calm.
Oh.
And you told us about calm. It's true. When we got home with that baby, we were panicking everywhere. But you were so calm. You came and held her. But you said, she could pick your calmness rather than our uncalmness. Is there such a language? So that was very good. And it was always calming to have you around to come and teach. So you walk until 2 years. But then the other day we did sleep training. Oh my God, Esther. I was like, I can't do this. I have to go and stand outside. But you do it so well. And even Althea, I must commend her for being so brave and saying we're going to get this early and we're going to do this early.
Yeah. And I even don't like calling it sleep training.
Really?
Because it's really more like self-settling. It's helping the baby
to
figure out I can get into bed. I don't have to be held the entire time I'm sleeping.
That's true.
Because I can actually learn
self-soothe
and sit and sleep on the bed. Because sometimes people think that sleep training, the baby will sleep through the night. No,
it's just getting the baby to sleep. She still wakes up and
feeds and all that.
But it's that she's able to put herself to sleep, which I have an issue with, because even me, if I could be soothed, I'd be soothed forever. I don't like self-soothing.
Yes.
So I understand. I'm like, let's just be that. You can't put her down yet. So that's me now, causing a lot of drama. But I was like, no, she's gonna sleep, and it's been so good. She's actually got into the rhythm of things, and you can sleep
better. And most times it's because of also the mother. You have to look at the mother. Althea was feeling so exhausted
exhausted and tired.
And what has happened is that now it's helped her become calmer. It's helped both of them to get good rest. It's helped their relationship. Althea was saying, I feel so much better with her. I'm not feeling resentful, like with her. And so that is also helping the calmness come back to the home. It makes the parents feel rested. It makes the baby feel rested. And that's the thing. It's more like helping the mother figure out, how do I care for my baby and optimize growth, but also make it comfortable for all of us,
everybody. So it's not lopsided.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then when you say you're going to now start training people, will you be able to certify them as well?
Yes. So I am a trainer for the largest doula organization in the world.
You even found the largest doula organization.
Yeah.
Honestly,
that's the one.
What is the largest? Where did you find them in your research?
No, actually, they're the ones who trained me.
Oh, really?
Initially.
Okay.
And it's Donna International.
Okay.
So they'll be able to get certification from Donna International.
That's good.
Which actually means you can work anywhere in the world.
That's so good.
If you go
as a doula.
Yeah, because they are international. So whether you go to any other part of the world, you can work. But my dream is for us and for Africa to also get this help and to support and to build and to just have that aspect of mothers not feeling like they have no help or they can't figure it out.
Or there's no one to assist them.
Exactly. Like just like you. My mom was like, I have no idea.
Me,
I have had 5 children, but I'd ask her questions. She's like, me, I forgot.
Yeah, at least when she had 5. Althea would get annoyed with me. I say, I can't remember. She's like, what do you can't remember? I say, I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to close my eyes. But I think also maybe that's where God's gift.
Yeah.
So that you can go and have more children.
Yeah.
Because if you remembered every horrific experience,
you might not
have any more children. The population would go down. So I think it's God's way of saying, forget this experience, because it's a harrowing experience.
Yes.
I don't know harrowing. I don't know. It's an experience.
It's an experience. And but one of the things that I keep saying, that birth does not have to be harrowing. It does not have to be traumatizing, because if you prepare for it, no matter what path it goes to, you come out feeling like I owned the birth. And that's part of it. It's owning the birth and also feeling like I made informed decisions. Because also trauma in birth never goes away. Whether like research has been shown that if a woman has trauma in her birth experience, even when she has Alzheimer's, she'll remember her traumatic birth. But if she has a good experience, it actually empowers her to start her journey well. So that's one of the things that we do. I keep saying, prepare. Don't just expect. Don't listen to all the voices that give you their horror stories. But also when you go there, what makes a birth not traumatic is owning the process. It's not even about what happened. It's owning the process and knowing, okay, every decision that was made, it was informed. Yes. I was part of it. Yeah. And I experienced it. It wasn't things being done to you. It was part of me, and I owned it. And that's what I keep telling every mama. They should own their birth. And so they need to prepare for it. They need to be intentional about it. Exactly. It shouldn't be something that just happens to you. Oh my goodness. Yes, having information is power. And then making decisions based on the information that you have. So that even when your doctor is saying something, you're like, okay, Daktari, this is what you're saying. Why? Let me understand why. Yes. Because when things are just done to you, later you like, should they have done this? Should they have done this? Shoulda, would have. And then now that already starts your journey in a negative place. Yes. But if you were told this is what's happening to your baby, so this is the birth, that this is why we are doing this, then you understand it, then you feel good about it. And I remember when you helped us bath, when I was having nightmares, I'm like, how are we going to bath this baby? Oh my God. And I've bathed the whole human being who is giving birth, but all of a sudden I was blank. And then you came and showed us how to wash the baby, so that was nice as well. So I've loved the process, learning how to wash her, learning why she's doing certain things. So you've had all that information and that knowledge. I must also give out a good shout out to my friend Kaki. Kaki knows everyone. If you need anything and anyone on the planet, just call Kaki. She has the best. She has the best of the best. So I think she's the one who referred us to you, and so we're forever grateful, Kaki, for doing that for us. But Esther, you've been a great help. I can't wait for you to, because I think to make this a real professional what am I saying? Professional career, but because also it's not just about the profession. I'm thinking about the end product. That mothers will be helped. Exactly. Mothers, the experience of birthing, of being pregnant, of birthing, and of mothering will be much better because you have a doula with you. That is it just gives peace. It really gives a lot of peace. Yes. And a lot of it we're like, and not just for, I think people think it's just for the, a certain like higher income areas. No, there's some doulas that we trained down in Migori, in this community in Luala, and they are doing amazing work in the community. Well done. They are taking the moms, they accompany them to hospitals, they visit them at home, and so it is very possible, even in the community, to have women who are trained. We have very few men, but the men are called doulas. Oh, really? We have abroad. We have a doula now. It's a male doula. Really? Yeah, they're called doulas. Just like you could have male nurses. Okay. Exactly. Okay. But mostly women. Most people are feeling more, because it's very intimate. So most people feel more comfortable with women. But having this doulas trained even in the community set up, where they can go home and support the moms right in their homes, and so that makes the care. But the organization that I am a trainer for, their tagline is a doula for every mother who needs one. So every mother who needs a doula should actually have access to one. Yes.
That's amazing. And then I don't know whether there's anything else to talk about, because the other thing was also, was it having like a night nurse?
Yeah.
Can there be a doula night nurse, or the night nurse is different?
Somebody that's different.
It's
that's
different.
Somebody to just
help you the night shift,
take care of your baby. Can be a night nurse, can be a nanny. So those are just people now who help you take care of the baby. But a doula is more educates, supports, builds. We do
understands
the child, understands the mother. Because when I walk into a room, right, and that's why I like actually meeting the mamas earlier, is I can read who you are. My psychology comes in handy.
Very good. You did psychology as well?
Yes,
good.
I did. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, so, good.
Read the mom,
read the
dad,
room, read the temperature,
read the
show. You
read
do
the
as well.
show, exactly. Read whoever it is and see how do we make this work.
Yeah.
There are times I've walked into a home. I remember the once I walked into this home and the mom was so stressed and she was crying and she was really, really stressed. I could see that. And if she even told me, don't say you're a doula, just say you're my friend, because of just the dynamics in the home. And I came and sat in like a friend and I listened to the conversation. And unfortunately, it was her mother-in-law and it wasn't going to go well. And I remember asking the dad, could you give me a push? And he was like, okay, after the session, we walked out and I told him, you need to have your mother go home. Like,
what?
Because I think your wife is on a downward spiral and I think she needs time to figure herself out. Because the voices are too many. And he looked at me, he was like, oh, is that what it is? You know, she hasn't been saying. And he was like, oh. So I was like, just find a way. And he did. And mom went, and suddenly there was a change, and now she felt like she could cope. And she was like, I just needed space to first learn my baby.
Yeah.
Because I was
feeling like this routine and everything.
Our styles were not aligned with my mom, with his mom. And so that's it. And sometimes it's her mom. Sometimes it's so it's
like,
all
me was me. And it's hard. You know, you're looking at a situation.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
So I can't, my advice here is not needed right now.
Yes.
So it was also difficult to navigate.
Exactly.
And to know what to do, how to do it. So me, sometimes I just pull back now.
Yeah.
And then when you'd come, it would be calm. So, you know, let's do what did Esther say? Let's do what Esther said. Yeah. And that was really, but you see, everybody's trying to find a rhythm.
Exactly.
I'm trying to find my rhythm.
Yeah.
You're trying to find your rhythm.
Yeah.
The baby's trying to find the rhythm. The husband is trying to find the rhythm. We're all trying to find a rhythm.
And then you have
how we're gonna
maybe
settle.
A nanny who was
oh
her
my
own
goodness.
Voice.
Oh no, the drama
and then
is excess.
Your mother comes.
Yeah.
So we have like 10 voices or trying to each with a different voice. And so a doula comes and says, okay, can we merge all these voices and make what's working? At this point, sense. This mother-baby diet is what's important for them to thrive. Yeah. So how do we work together to make this diet work well?
Yeah. So you've been a great help.
Thank you.
Really great help. So I really pray. Any parting shots? And I'm so glad that you know, it's sad. Just as I tell people, it had to happen.
Yeah.
You see, if you hadn't had that bad experience, we would not have had you.
I know.
So you had to have the bad experience.
I thank God for that.
So that now it's something great came out of it. And I'm just happy, like it was so amazing for Mary to be here and to say, can I work this out with you? That's just so, so, I don't know, just God sent. Yeah. So we're really grateful for what you went through.
Thank you.
Because then you've become this great, priceless doula for us.
Thank you.
You've given us peace. You know, we've had a lot of peace, and I think the baby's growing well. Out here is happy, and everybody's getting into a rhythm. So I really had to share you with my Just Angie family. I was like, this information is too much information overload. She hasn't even been able to share all the information that she has. Like every situation that has arisen so far, Esther has had. This is what we need to do, and this is why. And this is what the information says. So she's got I was like, how many books do you read? Because you're like an encyclopedia.
Yeah, I read a lot.
So you read a lot.
I read a lot. I keep up
with the trends.
The trends. I keep up with new evidence, information that's coming up. And that's it. Because I really, really want to serve the mothers that I serve with good information, with evidence-based information, so that they stop getting confused. Because usually when it's evidence-based, then it stops also all the voices, because even when there's all this social media and all that thing, it's very confusing also, because somebody feels like, oh my God, now, okay, which information is right? So you want to be that voice of reason, and also that voice that tells them it's gonna be okay. This is what we can do. Can we do this? Yeah. So that's my story.
Yeah. And I remember even like I think an hour after the baby was born, you were already up, you know, like
to make sure that we put the baby on the breast
properly, and she latched already properly, which was amazing. What's the golden hour?
The golden hour is the first hour after birth.
Really?
Where it's the most optimal part to put the baby on the breast, and to attach the baby. When you do it at that time, it helps two things. It helps the baby's reflex, sac reflex is strongest then. But also it also starts telling the mama's brain that there's someone who needs food. When you delay that, then you start having issues.
Delayed process, even with the
breast milk coming in. So that golden hour is so important, so that early liquid gold milk can start coming the colostrum. And that now helps already start bonding with the baby and mama.
And the latching works well.
And latch properly, so that the baby, mother doesn't get cracked.
You know, the first day out there I had cracked nipples, and you see that's too much information. And then she had gas, because she's not latching properly. I didn't know that. Where were you, Esther, when I was having out here? You were not here. So I didn't even know that.
My mom was asking me the same. Where were you when I was having
all this? So we didn't know about latching properly. Another thing that I came and just said, this is like magic, is when you swallowed her. You know, I could not believe it. I was like, Esther, please, what do you mean? And it said about the 4th trimester. That you have to mimic the 4th trimester.
The womb, the baby has just calmed.
She calmed down in seconds.
She just wants to feel like she's what she knows, which is in the womb. So we usually say that the 8 weeks after birth
are the 4th trimester.
So those things that were in the womb are sound, the shoo 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 shoo, you know, the white noise, swaddling, tight spaces, sucking, the one to keep suckling, being held skin to skin, all those things that help, hearing the mother's heartbeat. All those things really help settle the baby. So doing that in the 4th trimester really can help make it easier to take care of your baby.
It was like, I don't even know what happened. I think you came home, so the latching was good. I remember that hospital. I appreciate that. Then when you came home and swaddled her, we were like, what happened?
She was actually screaming, and then we swaddled her, and it's like magic.
Like magic. Like what do you mean?
Like a light.
Like that's what you did. And you didn't say. You should have said this is what you did. But I love that. So I've loved walking the journey with you, and that's why I hope as many of you could get in touch with Esther. It makes the whole process easier.
And it's nice to hear from the aspect of a grandma.
Yes.
You know, sometimes we don't hear that aspect. So it's lovely to hear that you also felt supported.
I did.
In your journey as
a show. You don't want everything to be calm. But I think it also helps because you need to talk to, let me say it, but you see, like now, mothers, mother-in-laws, we also have to chill, but you guys chill. Relax. Just what I mean is relax. Yeah, you can't be everywhere, everything, you know everything. And also, we know we're taught by a lady called Shalom. We can't say in our time, your story made Shalom. We're told in our time is a wrap. It's gone. There's no it's our time. There's so much more. But I think it would be expected to have so much more technology. There's so many things that are different, you know, in the whole birthing process, in the whole bringing up process, which is good. I mean, there just ways that we can help. We never timed ourselves. We didn't have apps for how long the baby sleeps, how long the baby fed. But it's important. It's good information. It goes out everywhere. So I must say, if you're a shosho, give the people, the parents and child time to breathe. Give them time to breathe a bit. Be there, but don't be there. And if the doula is saying this, don't contradict the doula. Because actually it's our time. No, it was old. Even me, I went through that. I was like, Anna, nobody wants to listen to me here. What do you mean? Even me. Because I was like, you are standing here. You are a whole human being. I raised you. You are evidence of my raising. Yes, I was actually raised because you were here. So, but then I realized as I went along and I sort of like, okay, said, let me relax. Let me watch this. Let me listen. As I loved the information you were sharing, I said, okay, it's a different It's a different world. It's a different season. It's a different time. Things have progressed. Things have become more, I don't know, modern technology. There's a lot. So just allow them to be, and then it will be better off. And if you're out there and you need a doula, please get a doula. You need the help. You need that help for your sanity, for your mental health. You need a doula. Yeah. So I'm so grateful that you're doing all this. I really am. And I know, I just feel like there's another step. Like I feel like maybe you build birthing centers and all that, and then we'll have you back as well. I really feel like that. I think I heard it.
Is my dream.
To build
some
birthing
of the midwives
centers.
we work with, because we feel like birth has been too medicalized.
What's the other word of money? What's the word?
Money,
it's like a money thing.
Yes.
Huh?
And it's not a medical process. It's a natural process.
Really?
Just the same way you have your period, you get pregnant, you grew this child. It's all natural.
Yeah.
And then you bring forth the child. So having birth centers, yes, with medical help, but that allows birth to just go naturally. As how nature intended.
Yeah, because I have a friend who tells me the mom would go to the shamba, come back and there's a baby.
Exactly.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah. Women have inner wisdom. They know, like I keep telling mothers, like if your baby was coming and there was no one around, you would know what to do.
Instinctively.
Yeah. It's inner wisdom, that it's God-given inner wisdom, that it's in the heart of every woman, and that instinct that is there. I was talking to a mom yesterday, and she just had her baby, and she knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
And she went to hospital, and they checked. They were like, "There's nothing wrong." She was like, "No,
there's something wrong.
There's something wrong. Check again." They said, "No, there's nothing wrong." She insisted, and then there was actually something wrong with her baby. And she was like, "I don't know why I felt so driven
instinctively
to have them check again, check something else." And thankfully they listened. You see, so she advocated for her baby, and now her baby is getting the help she needs. And sometimes I remember just telling her, she was like, "They say there's nothing, but I feel there's something." And I was like, "No, check again. Like check again. Let ask again." And you know, that voice, sometimes I'm that voice, like, if you're feeling that, there must be something.
Because even with Althea, I find that it's so good because they think she just pick. They think she'd pick. They think she'd pick instinctively.
Yeah.
Just like that. And I tell her, follow your heart and that instinct that you're feeling. Go with it, and it will be right.
Yes.
Wow. Yes. Thank you so much, Esther.
Thank you for having me.
You've been
fun.
So amazing. You're so amazing. You're the baby whisperer.
Oh,
that's who you are. That's also what name we should call you. You're the baby whisperer. Babies just feel when you hold them. Honestly, Esther, it's not fair. They just come. Everybody comes down. You're like, what happened?
I was in the supermarket the other day, and this baby was staring at me in the queue. And it was the dad. So I was like, "You want to come?" So he came, and I helped him. And then the dad paid, and then he's going, and the baby's like refusing to go with the dad. And the dad is asking, "Did I say? Really? Really?" It was so funny. And
he doesn't know. Did you tell him you're the baby whisperer?
No, he was just like,
told him, "I am the baby whisperer."
Refused with you. And that was so nice.
Yeah.
But
they love you, and they love you.
I love
so
them
much
right back.
And because they're small, it's not about it's just they feel you just hold. They just feel another comfort, another safeness. That we are like, wow.
Yeah, babies. Even babies who refuse people for some reason.
They can't. You're the baby whisperer.
And they're like, oh.
You are the baby whisperer. But thank you so much.
Back.
Thank you for what you do.
Thank you for having me.
You're really doing a lot. And I really hope Just Angie family, you've been educated on what a doula is.
Yeah.
And get a doula. And you can imagine I just thought giving somebody a gift. If you're thinking of how you can gift somebody who's about to have a baby around you, get them a doula.
Yeah.
That would be a most absolutely amazing gift.
Yeah.
God bless you. Thank you so much, Esther.
God bless you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless, guys. Bye.